What your kids see every day is shaping who they'll become. The artwork on your walls, the books on your shelves, even the background noise from the TV or the tablets, it all sends messages about what matters, what's beautiful, what's worth admiring, and ultimately, who their heroes are. I'm Jenny Provance, an Emmy Award-winning broadcaster turned homeschool mom. Welcome to Homeschool Broadcast. Here, you'll find motivation, practical tips, stories, and inspiration to boost your confidence and keep going strong. What did you have on your walls growing up? I'll never forget the pictures that surrounded me, the peaceful seascape that my grandpa Buck Paulson painted, the well-loved images of Jesus hanging in the living room. And then there's my husband. He's incredibly nostalgic. He loves tracking down old childhood treasures on eBay. One of his favorites is that classic image of the old man praying over a loaf of bread. That print was on his wall in his kitchen of his childhood home. These weren't just decorations. They were messages. They shape our beliefs about faith, beauty, strength, family, and hope. I want to tell you a story of when my oldest was a baby. I remember I was sitting on this rocking chair, holding him so tight, and I suddenly got really scared. I started getting fearful about all the things that he would encounter in this scary world, and I started crying. And I said a prayer and asked God what I could do to protect this young boy and what I could do to help him to grow into a great man. Now, I don't always get the clearest impressions or answers right away, but in this case, I did. His voice came to my mind and he said, "Make the prophets and apostles his heroes." That was not the answer I was expecting, but it was profound. As I thought about it, a lot of people put pictures of superheroes or athletes or famous people on their kids' walls. But God was telling me to put pictures of real superheroes, Jesus, prophets, our ancestors, our relatives. I realized what kids see on their walls, they aspire to. So I got a shelf and I started to fill it with beautiful artwork and pictures of real heroes. Fast forward to today, in our homeschool space and really all around our house, we've made a conscious decision. Our home is going to reflect what we want our kids to believe, pursue, aspire to, and become. That means we have pictures of Jesus in every room, artwork of prophets and apostles, photos of family members and ancestors, scripture verses and quotes that we can memorize as a family. And we do have an athlete or two on my son's wall. And something else that is all over our walls are maps, because I didn't grow up with a strong geography education, and I want that for our kids. They're not just pretty walls, they're purposeful. They're tools we can use to quietly shape the atmosphere of our home. If they're only surrounded by movie posters or sports icons, video game characters, that becomes their default definition of greatness. And listen, I'm not against superheroes or athletes, but you and I, as parents, we get to curate the gallery of their childhood. We get to say, these are our heroes. This is what we value. This is who we're becoming. So here are a few simple ideas to turn your home into a living vision board. Number 1, you could create a hero wall. Choose one inspiring person a month and put their picture and their story up. Number 2, frame your faith. Hang up scripture verses, inspiring quotes, personal family mantras. Put them in places your kids see often. In our family, we created sort of like a family motto. We call it the Provance Title of Liberty, and it has a list of things that we recite to help us to aspire to be more like Jesus and to be good people. Number 3, let the kids help. Invite your kids to choose a quote, a family photo, or a Bible verse to display in their space. Number 4, display beautiful creations. This could be professional artwork or kids' artwork. In our classroom, I got one of those twine strings with little clothespins to hang up all the kids' artwork, and it's so cute. I love it so much. But we also love fine art. My grandpa, Buck Paulson, the guy from PBS, we have several of his paintings in our home, and they are so beautiful. We have this one above our door, and it's It's kind of a beachy scene. It has a boat and a beach and water. And at first I was like, this painting doesn't really match the vibe of where we live. But then I looked at it more and I realized, I was like, this looks just like the place where Jesus walked on the water or where he called his disciples to come follow me. So it does match our vibe. I love books by Sally Clarkson, especially The Life-Giving Home. And she talks about creating this space that is warm and inviting and safe where people can make memories and strengthen their bonds. Your home definitely doesn't have to be perfect. Let's create a childhood for our kids where they can constantly see images of their heroes every day. Let's give them images and ideas that root them in faith and truth and purpose. Because what your kids see, they'll start to believe. And what they believe, they'll eventually become. Did something in today's episode speak to you? Did you get any new ideas? I'd love to hear your takeaways. Come share them with me on our Instagram at Homeschool Broadcast. Thanks for ditching school with me. I have so much great content coming up. I'm excited about it. So click subscribe right now so you'll never miss an episode. Thank you for joining me today on Homeschool Broadcast. I'm your host, Jenny Provance, signing off.